In 1959, I had the pleasure of meeting Hibbert Castleberry as a young lawyer who had come to Seminole County, and in November of that year, he challenged me to represent him before the tax board of Seminole County. As we began to prepare our case, Hibbert had his Cadillac and 5 other automobiles, all fixed with interdispersed radios so that we could drive throughout the city and show the county what poor land he owned in order to be sure that his taxes were lessened. I said, what about the Don Parisher advertising media? He said, I have put that away. You can be sure no one will ever see that. We were very successful before the county commission, and then in 1960, there came open the position of city attorney. And at that juncture, Hibbert came to my office and asked me if I would like to become the city attorney of the city of Castleberry in the year 1960. I said, well, I would like to meet your mayor. And I came down and I walked in and I met Joe Laird, who was the mayor of the city of Castleberry at the time. An unbelievable story begins to unravel. In the year 1955, I was a young second lieutenant in the United States Army who had graduated from law school and was given the chore of defending a young sergeant in a very important case in Munich, Germany. And one of the members of the court-martial board was Joe Laird, a major in the United States Army. When I walked in and he saw me and I saw him, I said, Major Laird, I know you. And Hibbert immediately said, the two of you know each other? And I said, yes, we served together in Germany. He said, I got it made. He then thought he had his city attorney in his pocket. The first meeting I attended, I came to the city of Castleberry in a little old shack where they kept the fire engine and where we had our city meeting. There was no one there. I said, where is the meeting? They said, they're all over in the Buckhorn Bar. So I went to the Buckhorn Bar, came back, the meeting began to progress, and right in the middle of the meeting, the fire whistle went off. And as it did, the biggest hulk of a man I have ever seen jumped to his feet and said, let's go. His name was Herman Joyce. He went and he raised the door on the front of the firehouse, and when he did, the whole door fell off on the top of the fire truck. The driver of the fire truck was the littlest man I have ever seen, Paul Bates. Hibbert was in the passenger seat with a fire helmet on. Herman was on the left rear holding on as Paul whipped out of the fire station. I, the new city attorney, was on the right rear of the fire truck. When Paul Bates made his first turn, I was in the first ditch on the right-hand side. Someone hollered, stop and get him. Hibbert said, hell no, there's a fire. And away they went. The next time I arrived for a city meeting, we were introduced, if you can imagine such a thing, to our first rescue boat. It cost $112. Hibbert had purchased it in his extreme generosity for the city, and we took it right down to the nearest lake in an effort to show it off. Listen to this. We placed it in the water. Paul Bates tried to start the motor. Herman Joyce got in the middle. Hibbert got in the front. But listen, they forgot to put the plug in the boat. And the whole boat sunk as we were seated there being introduced to the greatest acquisition that Hibbert had ever given to the city of Castleberry. taught me something. Without a vision, the people perish. People have said to me, why in the world have you continued to come here every Monday night from January 1960 until the present time? You are really one who likes punishment. Let me tell you something. Individually, the citizens of the city of Castleberry are the most lovable, compassionate, gentle people in the world. But when you gather them together here in this city hall, they are the craziest, wild, hostile bunch of individuals that have ever lived. I was told that in 1959 when Hibbert asked me to come down here, and it is just as true today as it was then. Our founder, let me tell you, he was a great man. He was a great friend to me. He was a great friend to Tom. He was one who was very generous. He was one who was very lovable. But let